Another podcast perspective, and this time we're going to talk about our old friend stress, because it's April and April is Stress Awareness Month.
Is it a friend?
Is it a friend? Well, friend or foe? Now that we can debate, because
Absolutely,
sometimes
yeah.
it can be a friend, sometimes it can be a
Yeah.
foe. So we all get stressed at some time in our life, don't we?
Yeah,
So
we do. Yeah.
and it can come and go. But what it is and how do we cope with it?
So stress is our reaction, usually physical, to a pressurised situation or environment, which sets us on pathway to the fight, flight, freeze.
I love that.
I know. I always have to say so.
The teeth get in the way, don't they?
It's always one of those, isn't it? But it's the pathway to that response. It's what effectively triggers that response in our bodies, and it causes our bodies to produce adrenaline and cortisol when we're stressed, and it's intrinsically linked to our mental health and how we feel.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can experience all sorts of symptoms. So physiological symptoms such as increased heart rate, maybe, shortness of breath sometimes.
Yep.
And all sorts of things like tense muscles, stomach might tighten, or butterflies, or all sorts of different things.
Yeah. And they feel very real, those symptoms, don't they? That you can actually
yeah.
feel it in your body.
Yeah,
Genuinely is a physical response in there.
Yeah, real physical response.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I was reading the other day some research. I don't know if it's the same one that you were talking about Yale, but it was definitely indicating that chronic stress can reduce your lifespan, so shorten your lifespan. So it's already it's already been known to exacerbate physical health problems and to increase the risk of a heart attack or diabetes, and therefore it can shorten your lifespan. Which is really sad, isn't it?
It is sad, and I think a lot of people still talk about it in quite a dismissive way, don't they? You know, oh, it's one of these new modern, trendy, newfangled things. Newfangled
word, you know. Everyone's stressed, blah, blah, blah.
But, you know, as I say, it can shorten your lifespan, and it can severely exacerbate existing health problems.
Yeah, definitely.
So these physical symptoms and chemicals and hormones released into our bodies can have a really emotional impact too. It can make us feel overwhelmed, unable to cope, and tearful. We might even come across as angry or irritable or scared or nervous or switchy, depending on the situation.
I'm laughing because I think irritable is mine. I think that's what happens to me. I get irritable. Short.
Yeah, I get angry, I think. I'm not proud of that, but I think it's anger with me. Yeah. It's not attractive, but it's true.
And the other thing about it is you can really hold it around your tummy.
Yes.
Can't you?
Yeah.
So you stress, it's all held around there. And I think some people are more prone to that than others.
Yeah.
And can't shift weight until they actually sort out or address whatever it is that's stressing them out, and then suddenly that seems to go.
I've been reading a lot of stuff about the link between cortisol and weight retention as well recently. Yeah,
and
so I think it is
cortisol's
definitely
linked to your stress levels, isn't it? So,
absolutely. So there's some kind of correlation there, although personally I can't articulate the science of it. But as I say, there's lots of interesting stuff out there to read on that subject.
Yeah, definitely.
I often think the stress is quite stealthy. That's the word I always think about when I'm talking about stress. And I think that's because we often either don't notice it to start with, or we're dismissive of it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was just a one-off, that was a bad day, or whatever. But certainly in my experience, it really is a little sneaky devil that just keeps piling up in our bodies.
And I think you when you talk to, certainly when I talk to clients about what's going on with them, when we pick out things that are happening, and I will reflect back and say, okay, so there's this happening, there's this happening, there's this. It might be 5, 6, 7, 8 things, and some of them are really substantially big things in their life, and they'll sit there and say, I haven't really thought about it like that.
Yeah, it's a genuine shock to them, isn't it? When you read back to them what you've heard them say.
Yeah.
You know, actually, I'm often surprised at how serious some of these things are, but they've just been, I think I'm taking it in my stride, or that's all behind me now. But, you know, the body doesn't lie, does it, with these issues? No, I think that's a really interesting point. And genuinely, I've got exactly the same experience of talking to people in my therapy room. And as I say, I'm sitting there reeling just hearing about the number of issues that they're perhaps trying to deal with at a given time.
And then they'll say, well, everybody's got their stress, haven't they?
Yes.
And dismiss it. It's like, well, they have, but let's work on yours.
We're just talking about you today.
Exactly. Let's not compare. It's just not comparable.
No, and it's not a competition, is it?
No, it's not.
That's saying there's always someone worse off than you.
Yeah, it's true.
It is true,
but at the same time,
absolutely,
that doesn't mean you need to dismiss what's going on with you because of the effect that it's having on you and those around you.
No, absolutely not. I just think maybe it's quite a British thing to do. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think culturally we sweep
think
things under the carpet.
Yeah, stiff upper lip and all of that stuff, maybe. Yeah. Maybe. I think particularly sort of the cumulative or the stealthy issues, as I choose to call it, can be quite common with things like work-related stress. And it might initially be triggered by perhaps a change in our role at work, or perhaps we've got a new colleague or a new boss. And I think, but just cumulatively, it's all beavering away behind the scenes there. And does it end up being something like imposter syndrome because you've become so so conscious of how your work role is changing and how well you're coping with it. Or maybe just little things like you're beginning to struggle to meet your deadlines because your brain and your body is doing all of these things to betray and almost undermine you in the work environment.
I think that's a real key thing around work, but and also that we've talked about before is particularly with women, and I'm not dismissing men in this, but women are seen to be expected to do everything, have the job, look after the children, look after the house, go out with their friends, do everything.
Maybe look after their parents
parents, sandwiched in the middle there. And so I think that these stresses can come along and they do creep up, like you say, and particularly around work as well. And particularly around menopausal women, or menopausal women, probably not the right phrase to use, but women who are experiencing any part of the menopause,
anywhere in the perimenopausal scale.
So you might be experiencing things like brain fog and that sort of thing, and then getting stressed because you're experiencing brain fog, and so it all sort of mixes in and all moves around, and it's all still there.
I've got very clear memories of beginning to get brain fog at work and the panic. And really, I think fear. I mean, obviously, it's all part of my path to fear, flight, freeze, isn't it?
Yeah.
But those feelings were so vivid when I suddenly just couldn't do fairly mundane things that I'd been able to do perfectly well the week before.
Yeah.
And all of the things that were triggered in and around that, it can be a very difficult time, I think. I know we've talked about this quite a lot in our menopause podcast, but I just think there's an overlap here, isn't there?
Definitely an overlap. I mean, the stress, I think, will appear in many, many different subjects that we talk about. But I think on its own, it's worth picking up and talking about it on its own because it is out there. There's no denying it. People can say it's a phrase and get on with your life and pick yourself up and don't be so ridiculous. But actually, it's real. It is real for people.
If you're experiencing those physical symptoms that we talked about earlier, you can't just take those things in your stride.
No.
That stealthy little devil's beavering away inside you to undermine you, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. And it might be that there are other triggers, like poor health of your own or someone else that you love. You might have money problems and worries, changes in domestic circumstances, maybe a child leaving home, anything like that. The list is endless, isn't it?
I actually had quite a run recently of ladies with that, I think they refer to it as empty nest syndrome, don't they?
Yeah.
And again, that can cause, genuinely say people are really struggling with that. Now, whether that's also associated with being of a menopause or a perimenopausal age, and probably a number of other factors going on in there, but it's just a perfect storm, isn't it?
It is, it definitely is.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think we're describing it quite eloquently, and certainly for me, some of this is based on personal experience.
I'd love to think that I never got stressed, but I do.
I think it's just inevitable, isn't it?
I think it is in everybody. I mean, quite often clients will say to me, "Oh, I wish I could be like you," and I think I'm here for this hour with you, and this is all about you.
Yes.
That's what I'm here for. That's not necessarily how I am all the time.
No.
But this is my role. This is my job. I'm here for you at that point in time.
Yes. And it is only a snapshot of you, isn't it?
It is.
And I think also as well, as psychotherapists, as hypnotherapists, we have all of the support systems in place, don't we?
Yeah.
We do work with our peers. We're supervised, aren't we? So we're always discussing our caseload and things like that with someone even more experienced than we are.
Yeah.
So there are lots of things in place. There's a good framework around us, isn't there?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And also we have to protect our own mental health before you can hope to help anybody else, can't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. You hear the same thing, but it is you are only seeing a snapshot of me, and we're not our jobs, are we?
No. No.
So how does everybody cope? Not just you and me. Everybody who doesn't have a supervisor or work with a peer group of therapists.
So how do we cope? Well, I mean, I certainly, from my experience, definitely, I listen to hypnotherapy recordings.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
that really helps me. So that might be 20 minutes a day. Not every day. I don't do it every day, but I do it when I need to do it. I will sit down and think, right, this is what I need today.
And you genuinely do know when you need to do it as well, don't you? Or I certainly do.
Yeah, I do.
I have one that you did for me, and just every so often I'm going, just going to have a little one-way conversation with Angela.
My usual.
But it's a lovely feeling, isn't it?
It is.
The benefits.
It's wonderful. Yeah.
So that's always there. Once you've seen a hypnotherapist, if they give you a recording to use, it will always be there as it's a tool forever, really, isn't it?
And I mean, I do advocate for using it daily as much as you possibly can, because it just keeps you balanced.
Yeah.
It keeps you in that good balanced frame of mind. Yes, you might have ups and downs, but the ups and downs won't be as extreme.
And it's your ability to cope with the ups and downs, isn't it? That's the real win, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly when I'm working with people, I do really urge them to listen to it every day. But I think they need to keep in touch with it after the work is done. As you say, it's just a little top up. It's just a little reminder, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think, as I say, for me certainly, and for the people I work with, I think, it's available for them forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tool.
Yeah.
Put it in your back pocket, bring it out whenever you need it. That's what I think.
Absolutely. As ever, we agree.
We don't always agree.
Let's not talk about that now. It's not a long list, listeners. Just creative differences.
That's a great way of putting it. Creative differences. And then what do we do? So when we have creative differences, we do our breathing techniques, which are really helpful.
I love breathing techniques.
Yeah,
I love breathing techniques.
And there's so many.
Yes.
There's so many different ones that you can use, aren't there?
I'm a particular fan of, and I think this is sort of an area of expertise. I've seen you do this a lot, but it's the discreet ones you can use. Because, ideally you go and find somewhere quiet on your own and you sit and you do a round of some sort of breathing, don't you? And that's lovely, but that's not always practical. Sometimes you can't escape the immediate environment.
Yeah.
So there's a phone case one that you do, and I love that, which is where you just trace your finger around the edge of your phone.
Yeah.
And do your short and your long breathing with that. And some of those things I think are amazing. For the times when you're stuck in a situation, you can't step away and do a full-on,
that's right,
relax or detox or whatever.
And if you're in a meeting or something and you're getting stressed, you might look, if you're facing the door or the window or a picture, just go around that outline of that door, that picture, that window, breathing in up one side, out along the next. In again on the next and out on the next, or breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold, breathe in, hold, and just you can practice that. Or there's the hand. You can use your hand. You can trace your hand with your other finger, go up and down your fingers, and use those as your guide for breathing.
And I think you get the sensation of the touch as well, which
do.
is really helpful in that situation.
Yeah, that can calm you.
Yeah.
And the other thing you can do is the Hagen technique, or part of it at least, which is to fold your arms and just rub the top of your arms up and down. So no one really knows what you're doing, but you're actually helping to soothe yourself. whilst you're doing the breathing techniques, and that's really helpful too.
Yeah, I think lots of things like that are great to have. I'm doing it myself
Yeah,
now.
I was just doing it as I was talking about it.
And I just sit and self-soothe.
Really
I'm
good for a
talking to you,
podcast.
Angela.
You can't actually see what we're doing, but we're stroking our arms.
Yes, we're evening. Yeah, lots of great tools, lots of things like that. It's really worth doing the research and practicing and having them for, because you suddenly find yourself in a difficult situation, don't you? And if you know there's something that you can go to, I think it can head things off much more quickly, can't it?
Yeah,
so I think it's worth doing that research and having those things handy.
And then you can do the planned things like journaling.
Mm-hmm.
So you can journal or write down 3 things that you're grateful for or that you enjoyed, or you don't have to do grateful. You can write down 3 things that you like, or 3 things you've seen that day that were wonderful, that cheered you up, and then just carry on with that each day, because that helps you to see more things that you enjoy, that you like, that you're grateful for, because your focus is on it.
And I think if you do it at bedtime, you go to bed with a happy mindset as well. And there's lots of benefits to that, isn't there? Even if you're not listening to one of our audio files, there's lots of benefits to going to bed in a positive mindset as well.
Yeah,
so I think if you journal at bedtime, it's a double.
Yeah.
Is it a double whammy, or does that imply a bad thing?
No, I think that's great. You get 2. And if you do it again when you go to bed and then you do it in the morning, even better, because you've got double-edged.
Yeah, bookends.
Bookends
to your sleep.
Bookends, absolutely brilliant bookends. Yeah.
Before I discovered hypnotherapy, I used to meditate quite a lot as well. That's another good one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I used to like guided meditations, and again, there's loads of free stuff out there if you want to experiment with these. I used to go to YouTube, and if I wanted to feel calm, I would just Google guided meditation for calm, or for whatever you feel the issue is, and you'll just find a raft of stuff. You might have to pick and choose a little bit, find the voice that you like, or or some music or whatever. But there's a lot of free resource out there. It doesn't all have to cost you a lot of money, does it?
No,
which I think is important. Yeah,
and also talking about it, talking to people about what is stressing you out.
Yeah.
So that might be your friends, or it might be your GP, if you can get to see one, or it might be, shouldn't laugh at that, but...
well, what else do you do?
I know, we've been talking about that earlier, weren't we?
Yes, we were.
Or, like we say, a hypnotherapist is always really good for reducing stress, definitely.
Honestly, a lot of my caseload is stress. It really is.
Yeah.
It's far and away. There might be other issues once you get talking to people, but it's far and away that the thing that people talk about with an issue when they come to see me.
Yeah, and I think with a hypnotherapist, particularly as we were saying earlier, if there's somebody that will give you a recording to listen to, you might only need to go once or twice, and then you may actually realise that you've got all the tools that you need and start using them and see a massive difference in how you feel.
Well, it always depends on the severity of the issue, doesn't it, when people come to see us? Some people are a really, really easy, quick fix. It can be very quick and a major transformation. Some people just need more support. It just depends on the scale of the issue, doesn't it?
Yeah, it absolutely does. I mean, I've experienced people who have come and they haven't spoken about it to anybody. They speak to me for an hour or an hour and a half maybe, and then they ring up and say, I feel so much better, I feel great now. And it's just that talking, it's just that getting out, and maybe just talking to somebody that doesn't know you, that isn't going to judge you, that is, is just there to listen to you and only you. And that's what you need sometimes.
Yeah, I think definitely the sort of impartiality or the unknown factor can be really helpful. But, even a meet up with your friends, or for a coffee or a wine, I know which I prefer, but again, you do walk away feeling happy. It's impossible not to do that, really, isn't it? And it might not even be that you've talked particularly, but it's just that engagement with another person, isn't it? It can be very...
social engagement.
Yeah. There's also things like time management techniques. If you are feeling that you're being pulled in too many directions or whatever, just maybe try and think about allocating time for a specific activity and then being willing and able to draw a line under it.
Yes.
I've done as much as I can for today, but now I also need to do this, so I mentally flip, and now we're going to concentrate on that. And that's okay, because tomorrow is another day. So that can be useful. That can be useful at home or at work, I think, actually.
Yeah, definitely.
Just in terms of being able to visualise what you can achieve and just accepting that you've done your best for the day.
I think there's a lot in that, accepting that you've done as much as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And probably taking time out for yourself.
Yeah. I mean, how often do we say this? But, you know, if you love a bath at the end of the day, let yourself have a bath at the end of the day.
That's something I definitely do to de-stress.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do. I'll go into the bath and I will read for ages. I'm very fortunate. I've got one of those baths that stays warm.
Oh, okay. Not a metal one then, which is what I've got. That might not be the correct term.
I can be in there reading for quite a while and the water's still warm. I mean, I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Do you come out looking like a
broom? I do.
Bright Count red. Angela's wrinkles.
Bright red. But no, that's one of my favourite things to do.
And we've all got that little thing that I think we're too quick to sacrifice when we feel busy or stressed or overwhelmed or any of these things. But actually, that's absolutely the last time, the worst time to be giving up on your little personal treat, isn't it?
That's the thing you really need to do, isn't it? Yeah.
So I'm always a big advocate of that. You know, take time out for yourself. I don't care what else is going on in your life. Just, you know, give yourself, even if it's only 5 minutes, you can always spare 5 minutes.
Yeah, and you'll actually find that you feel better and things won't seem so stressful if you do that.
Yeah. Yes, we're worth it, as they say in a certain advert. Other hair products are available.
And if you could see us, you'd realise.
You could see me, you'd know that I need some of those hair products. Oh dear, I'm working again later.
You look wonderful.
I look very professional. See, this isn't work, Angela, this is fun.
Okay, well, I think we've probably covered stress as much as we're going to cover stress.
Naughty, stealthy stress.
Yeah, but there are things you can do.
Absolutely.
And they will really help you if you do try some of these sort of techniques and tools using them. They will really help with
They're just
reduce your stress.
They're great habits to have in your life, I think. They're almost, they can be a remedy, but they can also be preventative, can't they, as well, I think. So.
Yeah.
And as I say, if they don't work, then, you know, don't be afraid to take it further. You know, your GP or a therapist of some sort.
Yeah.
And obviously, we're always going to say hypnotherapist, but other therapists aren't available. Yeah. So, you know, don't be afraid to take it further if you know if it's just feeling too much for you to handle on your own. Okay.
Nice work. So we're at that point, aren't we?
Oh,
we're at that point in the podcast.
Well, it's going to be easy for one of us to do what's been good today.
I don't know, is it? Would you like to start, Karen? What's been good for you?
You headed me off there. Okay, what's been good for me? What's been good for me? I had a really lovely, I know I say this often, but I enjoy it so much. Did my morning walk, ended up at a coffee shop in town, sat outside with a cappuccino, not hypnotherapy, the way I was going to say that, with a cappuccino, and I watched our Thursday market in operation this morning. And you watch there, I'm quite early with my walk, so they were still setting up, and then you just watch our town getting busier and busier, and I love it. It's I mean, I can't go home in a bad mood from that. Inevitably, you see a few people you know, don't you? So I really enjoyed that was good. So it's kind of two in a way. It was a walk and a lovely coffee and some social stuff, so that was good. What else has been good? We've done the podcast. I like doing the podcast. I like a little bit.
It always puts a smile on our face.
I know.
Yeah.
And I do also like how much easier it's got over time. And my other what's been good, which is a little bit sad, but I don't care because they're my what's been good, and that's I've got 2 loads of washing dried today on the line.
Outside, it's lovely, isn't it? Yeah.
It's so beautifully sunny this morning, wasn't it? So that's all dried a treat. So that's 3.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Okay, Angela, what about you?
What about me? I've had a nice week this week. So on 2 counts certainly. So I bumped into a friend that I haven't seen probably for about 20 years.
Oh gosh.
And it was so lovely to see her. She was with some other people. I was out with someone, and we both ended up in the same little cafe for lunch.
Uh-huh.
So I had a really lovely chat with her. It was so nice to see her. It really put a smile on my face. And then I popped around to another friend for a cup of tea, who I haven't seen for, well, not that I haven't seen her, but I haven't seen her on her own, and had a really good, nice catch up. Again for about 20 years.
Oh, wow.
So even though I've seen her to say hello to, we've not had a
A
proper
conversation.
one-on-one
Yeah.
proper friend catch up
Yeah.
for such a long time. So my week's been lovely in that sense. I've had those two.
I
those
love the
two
way
catch
that you
up.
can just connect immediately with some people.
Yes.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think we all have people like that in our life, don't we?
Yeah.
And as you say, it might be years and years and years, but you're suddenly just back and together, and
Yeah.
it's like you've never,
It's
been apart,
like
really,
you've
isn't
never
it?
been apart, and
So you've had that twice this week.
I've had
That's
that
great.
twice this
That
week.
really is great.
and laughed and laughed.
Yeah.
You know, had a really, really nice time. So they've been lovely as well.
That sounds fabulous. Yeah.
So they've been really good. And also, I am going on holiday very soon.
Are you? I didn't know that.
Well, you do know, because you're looking after my lovely little doggy and walking him for me.
Yes.
Now he's had a lovely groom.
I heard
So
he's had a
he's looking
haircut.
very handsome
Yeah,
for
I'm glad.
you.
I only like to be seen out with handsome boys, as you know.
He's very much looking forward to seeing you.
Auntie Karen can't wait.
Yeah, so that will be lovely. So I'm really looking forward to going away, getting some warmth,
The sun
warmth
and
in my
relax.
bones,
Yeah.
and to relax for a bit.
Excellent.
So,
And
yeah.
it's catch up with family as well, isn't it?
It is,
Fabulous.
So that would
That
be
does
lovely
sound,
to-
and it's very well deserved. So.
Oh, thank you. But it
Yeah.
is lovely. I'm really looking forward to that. So that's fantastic. And also, can I do one more?
You can do as many as you want.
Oh, my garden is absolutely full of blossom.
So exciting.
Oh,
this
it's
time of year,
so
isn't
lovely.
it?
We've got 2 cherry trees, 3 apples, a plum and a pear. And they've all, over the last 2-3 weeks, have all blossomed. And the apple trees are still, and the cherry is still in blossom. And I just go out there and
Yes,
stare at them.
just
It's
look.
so beautiful.
Yes.
Really,
Yeah.
really beautiful. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Honestly, your garden can just be a delight at this time of year.
Yeah.
Just looking out the window can give you so much happiness, can't
Yeah.
it?
It's just joyous.
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
absolute
it
joy.
is.
Yeah.
And I actually enjoy gardening much more than I ever used to.
Oh, I
I don't
love
know whether it's
gardening.
because I feel a bit, maybe I just have more time than I used to, I guess, logically. But
Yeah.
I don't particularly know what I'm doing, but it's my garden, so it doesn't matter, does it? And
I
I just,
find gardening really therapeutic.
Yeah.
I love it.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's another thing. If you're stressed and you have a garden, maybe just have a potter in there.
Yeah.
And like you, I don't know what I'm doing half the time, but it looks nice.
It
so-
seems to work okay.
What I always think is the plants know what they're doing. So
I think the plants are very forgiving. I think they have this conversation that goes like, she's a real amateur, but we try and be kind to her.
we'll do the best we can. for
Yeah,
it.
no, we will
So I
try and
noticed you've got some
cooperate.
beautiful tulips in your garden.
Yeah, and my lilac as well, which I love at this time of year. It's mainly
yes.
flowering in my neighbour's garden because I don't like to cut it back too much because it gives me a bit of privacy. But
It's beautiful though.
Yeah, but it is-
yours is mauve, isn't it? Mine's
Yeah.
white.
that's
So-
and smells
How
gorgeous,
beautiful.
isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lovely time of year. It's nice to be able to get outside because it starts to get warmer, and then when you are outside, you've got all these lovely visual treats, haven't you? So it's a real joy.
Beautiful.
Okay, well that was fun, wasn't
Yeah,
it? As
it was.
ever.
Brilliant.
So we won't be doing one next week because one of us won't be here.
No, that's very true.
I wouldn't dream of trying to do it without you. So I guess we'll be back in a few weeks, won't we?
We will be.
I
back
have
in a
no
few
idea
weeks
what
with
we might
another
talk
one.
about at the moment either, but I'm sure we'll think of
I'm
something
sure we will think of
because we
something.
always do.
We always
don't
do.
we?
Yeah. We've got some guests coming as well, so we're going to have Liz back.
Yeah, we loved doing
Yeah.
Liz and manifesting last time, didn't we? That was a lot of fun.
Really good fun, and we're also going to have Lucy. We're going to have my friend Lucy, who's a colour therapist. So we'll be talking about colour.
Yeah, we do need to maybe just do a little bit of scheduling and planning, but we'll do it after your holiday. I think that's the way to go.
Yeah.
Okay, well that was fun. I hope you enjoy it at home or wherever else you're listening to it, and we'll be back soon.
We will. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.